to Great Day Wellness Wednesday. If you're one of the 36 million people in the U.S. who suffer from migraines, chances are you've tried everything from over-the-counter medications to prescription drugs and even surgery, and you still can't find relief. After 19 years of suffering, our next guest found a natural way to get her life back. Please welcome the doctor who ended her migraines, Dr. Julio Arroyo, and his patient, Brenda Miller. Her daughter, Leslie, says she now has essentially a new mom, right? Let's just start with, there's all kinds of ways your body can get to a migraine, but basically a migraine can be seen as an alarm system that something's not right in your body.
That's right. And migraines, good morning, everyone. The migraines is just a symptom. You see, I just want to tell everyone, when you have a problem in life, you try to address the cause first, because if you understand the cause, you're much more likely to solve the problem effectively and successfully. In medicine, it's something similar. You have a disease, you have a symptom. If you understand, or you target, pinpoint the actual cause of the disease, you can actually eradicate the symptom or the disease before it happens.
And take that stress off your body.
Exactly. So in migraine, something similar. You see, we are a duality of energy and biochemistry. Everybody understands biochemistry because you can touch it, you can feel it, you can smell it. Energy is a little bit different. It's been neglected for a long time because you can really see it. But it's very real, and we all have it. So our, and we're going to get a little deeper into that later, but we take migraines from a different angle. Actually, we take it from 5 different angles. So addressing the underlying causes.
In a second. But first I want to talk to Brenda. When we say the word migraine, unless you had one, it is very different than the classic headache, really, isn't it?
Oh, they're completely bizarre. I've suffered from migraine since I was 10 years old. Wow. I still remember till this day, I was carried to the ER at that very moment when I started having a migraine. And they're just, they will completely debilitate you to the point where, for me, I'm just not functional.
Yeah, and it's so hard because I would imagine the anxiety of you plan something like you're going to have a wedding, and you're not sure if you're going to be able to show up, right? There are all types of things that you're not sure if you're going to be able to make it,
right? Because
when a migraine will shut you down.
Yes, absolutely. I had the hardest time planning. There were times when I would try to plan ahead, but boom, I got attacked with the migraine.
Yeah, because migraines don't make appointments.
They do not.
Yeah, they just show up. Yeah, they're like a bad relative. They show up when they want to. Right? Okay. Leslie, so when you watch your mom, something like this happens, that's got to be hard for you to watch.
Yeah. I want her to get better.
Yeah. And I know there's a friend of mine whose son would always, Mommy would not be in the stands when he ran his track race. Mommy would not be there. And it was so hard for him because he didn't want to blame his mom, but at the same time, he had a missing mother until she got better. And so he discovered a whole new woman who was his mom. So sometimes when Mommy was kind of out of action, you were just kind of left on your own in that sense, huh?
Yeah, one night I slept with her because she was throwing up a lot.
Yeah, you became the caretaker.
Yeah, I was like her little nurse.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good, because my son would say, hey, Mom, I'll turn off the lights and I'll check you later. Okay, let's start with those 5 steps. And some of these can be like pretty, high level of thinking, but we'll try to get it down to where people understand it. Okay, so the epigenetic analysis. What is that?
Well, we can go through them very fast, but I just want to say that for Brenda, she tried everything. Okay, this is not like, okay, we tried everything and see what happens. She tried everything. She's
pain medication, over the counter, several doctors, numerous doctors.
Yeah.
And when I finally came across Dr. Arroyo, I actually found him. I had a migraine right the night before. I was browsing through Facebook in the morning, and I came across a page, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is the call.
Because you're willing to try anything now.
I was willing to try, and I told myself, this is the last doctor that I'm going to try, and if this doesn't work, then I'll go back to being miserable for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and the tough thing, you mentioned medication. You know, the friend I mentioned earlier, she actually became an addict because the medication was so strong, that pain medication, and she had to go through rehab and then kind of back down. Because there's strong medications to try to get rid of that type of pain, but you got to manage those. All right, so epigenetic analysis.
Yeah, it is really tragic for so many. But yeah, so we look at the biochemistry and the energy. So we try to address biochemistry by looking at certain genes that control inflammation in our body. Also, we look at nutrigenomics, or the science that study what foods are bad for you based on your genetics.
And what can cause that inflammation. And so
Exactly.
You can have the slightest of inflammation in the body that really sets off that migraine. Things that people can be allergic to. I know sometimes they'll say, stay away from diet drinks if you have migraines because of the artificial sweetener, and stay away from certain foods. But you really have to look at what foods your body reacts to, because we're not all the same.
It's very customized for your own body. The other part is that a very interesting thing, you see, we have a yin and yang. Our body, our autonomic nervous system is the sympathetic, the parasympathetic system, and almost everybody here at some point heard that word. You see, the sympathetic is the one keeps us going, the fight or flight response. The parasympathetic is the one that keeps it, kind of winds us down so we can heal, so we can digest food, so we can rest. So many people are so stuck on sympathetic that you have higher blood pressure, lower blood flow to certain tissues, lower oxygen, pain.
Which
pain,
again,
migraines.
the high blood pressure is your body saying we're in trouble.
Exactly. So we can rebalance bioenergetically that system. So when we do that, most people simply by doing so get a whole lot better.
Yeah. All right. The PMF therapy assisted whole body cell recharge. So you support the cells.
Exactly.
Biogenetic realignment. That's the autonomic nervous system. So
that's the one we just talked about.
Okay. And so basically, and the targeted nutraceutical support.
Yeah. So everybody needs specific nutrients in their body when you have migraines. So we sort of use GPS, you will, and that's the epigenetic part of it, where we look at the genes and see what nutrients are you missing in your body.
Yeah,
so we can,
even because you're taking them doesn't mean your body's absorbing
exactly.
them.
So we're using sort of a GPS, a nutritional GPS, to put back in there what you need.
Yeah.
So when you address all of it together, 360, the migraines simply don't go
the
away.
body says I'm good now. So what happened?
So it's been about 2 months now that I've been going to Dr. Arroyo. Till this day, I have not experienced a migraine. I used to have at least one horrible migraine a month.
Yeah.
And in
between, you say horrible migraine because you would have other migraines that you just learned to tolerate. That most of us would bring us to our knees.
It would require me to go to the ER each time from the aggressive vomiting that I would experience from the migraine. I had multiple symptoms that occurred: the aura, the nausea, vomiting,
light sensitivity, all of
light, smells. I became like Wolverine powers. I could smell things miles away.
Now 2 months, fingers crossed. This is amazing, and a lot of people are looking for that kind of help because they've tried everything else and it hasn't worked. So start here, right? All right, Dr. Arroyo, thank you very much. Dr. Arroyo has a special offer for Great Day viewers: free initial consultation when you enroll in the program. That's for the first 25 callers only. To schedule your appointment at their office or for more information, call 281-419-3355, 281-419-3355, or visit them at migrainesnomore.com, and you can find out why your body is reacting that way and get rid of the problem.